Who's that?
The security guard of YouTube, Joshua.
Josh.
That's me.
Hey, man. Were we
What's up?
talking Zoom earlier?
Yeah.
No,
Or in the chat?
Slack. Yeah.
Yeah. We were in Slack together.
Yeah, cool. I didn't realize it was the Josh I'm usually talking to in the Asian session.
Yeah, I'm the most important Josh in the Forex family.
He is the Josh.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Cool.
We should be.
How's your 4K monitor?
Oh man, I can't stop looking at it.
That's typically what you do with monitors.
And my magic keys came in. I've been messing with that all for the past hour or two.
Yeah, I think you gotta get familiar with it before you put it to use.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I don't want to be opening and closing trades for the fun of it.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's so fun.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
I think I got to open a demo account just to mess with it.
Yeah, I had a pre-existing demo account. I was playing and learning on it. Yeah.
I've never used demo in my life, though. That's the thing. I'm trying to. But I mean, for testing purposes, it only makes sense. I'm not getting into live trades with it and not knowing how to use it.
Yeah.
It's pretty straightforward. Open trade means open trade. Closed trade means closed trade.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand that, Paul. But I mean, like, I do things differently, like, in terms of risk and stuff. Like, I'm aggressive.
Rar.
Uh-oh.
Dirty.
Uh-oh, 15. What are you
Well,
doing?
you know, what's your risk to reward ratio then if you're an aggressive trader?
It depends on how I feel. My mood. It's really weird. It depends
Well,
on
what's your win rate then?
well, I've only been trading for a month, so I can't even give you that yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been trading for 6 years now. I only became profitable this year. I quit my job a month before this lockdown situation. So the UK came into lockdown at the end of March. I traded binary options for 2 years, and then that was made illegal. A lot of the brokerages shut down. So that was like 2015 to 2017. So, you know, okay, 5 years. And then 2017, I started trading Forex. If I could give one piece of advice, maybe I'm overstepping the mark, you didn't ask me. But, you know, try to stay in the game as long as you can, and try to have very rigidly specified risk parameters. 90% of traders lose 90% of their accounts in 90 days. So just think about that statistic and try to have very defined risk.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate that. I was very fortunate to, after 2 weeks of trading and not knowing what I was doing, to come into market fluidity with Raja, and all the one-on-ones I do with him, and the risk management, and 1 to 2 trades a day instead of 20, like, all that's helped out tremendously. And then being on the streams with Paul, he's helped me out a lot as well, learning new things. So I'm a quick learner, and that has helped me out tremendously. So I definitely agree with what you're saying 100%. So my trading plans have become a lot more strict compared to just winging it, per se.
Okay, yeah, you just had me worried there. You was like, yeah, today I feel like 90% risk.
No, it all depends. Like, if I create a chart, like, say for instance for Asian session, I map everything out, and if I see what everybody says, and I'm on the same page, I feel confident. But if I see something that they haven't seen, then I have to go back to the drawing board and be like, all right, more experienced traders are seeing this and I'm not. Why? So then I'll reduce my lot sizes automatically.
I like that. I like the fact that you explained that you've been trading for about 6 years and you've only been profitable this year, because I've been trading for about 3 years and I only literally became profitable this year, starting around March, April.
With me?
Yeah. I mean, it's not. It's what people fail to realize is that, you know, when you're in like a university class, some people in the class get the course more than others.
Yeah.
Some people struggle. They might need to resit that particular year. Then they might move into the next year and might need to resit that particular year. That's okay. It's part of the progression. Other people can go right through and they can get first class honors the first time round. And you know, if you apply that same common sense application to the forex markets, people need to realize that there are a top number of individuals that trade within the markets. So this is the only profession in the world that you can be completely unqualified, you can be undercapitalized, you can be underexperienced, and you can still play against the top 1% in your field or in your industry. There's no other industry in the world that you can do that. There's no other sport, there's no other sector or industry that you can do that. And the trading is the only industry where you can do that. My 9-year-old son has his own trading account, and he can trade against hedge fund managers, he can trade against bankers, and he's 9 years old. He has no business in the markets, but he's doing okay, you know. So, yeah.
No, that's definitely crazy. And yeah, Paul, it was a lot because of you as well, right? Like literally, once I started watching your streams and stuff and being a part of it, also like at in the start of my trading career, I was really looking at swing trading, and I would get like a couple trades here and there, and it would work for me, but I just felt like it wasn't my style. And then I went down into day trading, but it was kind of like a hybrid day trading setup where like I would still be looking for trades on the higher time frames, kind of doing multi-time frame analysis, going down to a lower time frame being the 4 hour at the lowest. But I would be like looking for trades that I could take, set, and forget, kind of like a swing trader. But that again still didn't really work out for me until I got introduced to scalping and like these short-term positions that we do, like really intraday day trading, and specifically trading a certain session all the way through. That's when I really started seeing my consistency. So it all played out, and either way, technically, like the 3 years that I did spend, they didn't go to waste because I learned so much terminology, so many different factors, and so many different ways, right?
Yep. GJ analysis, looking for buys. I'm thinking once we break above this bullish 30-minute, I'm gonna look to get in if I like the stop loss, and then we're gonna be targeting this
finding what works for you.
This 15-minute resistance up here. 4 hour is bullish, so if we break above here, we'll mark this real quick and give a little visual. If we break this 30-minute, we flip the 4 hour bullish, and then we should also break the previous 4 hour, making a higher high, higher low. 2 4 hours in a row, we should see some move to the upside. Looking at the daily, if we are coming down, we're going to make a top wick first, and just like we've seen in lots of Asian sessions, we should come up into this resistance if we're going to go up. So that's what I'm looking for, is just a new 30-minute high with the anticipation that we're breaking through resistance, because we don't make higher highs and higher lows into resistance if it is a resistance.
Be right back, fellas.
Yep, I'll be back in a sec. Hopefully this doesn't go nowhere.
How long until the YouTube is live?
I think it's already live.
Yeah, it's live
Oh,
now.
wicked. All right. So we went live 6 minutes ago.
Yeah, I think he usually goes at past. I think he usually goes live.
Where are you from, Harrison?
I'm from London, bro.
Okay, nice. I'm from Manchester.
Yeah. I think we spoke like a week ago on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah. My Instagram's HFX.
What did you message me?
I think it was about one of your stories. About one of the. I think we were talking politics.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna talk about not yet. I'm going to talk about oil fundamentals that led to the crash of 2020 that we experienced. Then I've researched and found 3 different ways that oil could crash again. I want to talk about one of the ways that oil could crash again. I'm going to talk about the US dollar relating to gold and what we can expect with that, the potential plays you could be looking. And then I'm going to talk about the pound versus the Japanese yen fundamentals as well. That'll be a bit later on though, whenever you guys give me the green light.
Cool. Sounds good.
Looking
Harris,
forward to that.
Yep.
what is your plan for the trade? Like, do you have buy stops somewhere already?
No, not at the moment. So I think I'm gonna wait to see a close above like 132,940 area, only because you see that long bearish wick to the left. I'm wary that if we can't get above that area there, that we're gonna then, that will be the rejection to then fall down. But I think once we break that wick there, then I think we will be clean, at least to tap into, say we're at 133, 330, at the top of that bearish candle. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, it looks like a flag pattern, so it's gonna drop down massively.
Yeah, I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical about buys at the moment, obviously because we're ranging. But I haven't got any buy stops or anything yet. I'm just gonna wait for the close as a better confirmation.
By the way, I saw your story on Instagram.
Yeah.
Earlier today, you didn't place any buy stops on the it wasn't NFP. It was just news.
Yeah, the GDP interest rates. Yeah, I didn't have any buy stops. I just had some sell stops, only because the way I saw it was that obviously we had the price was moving down, and then obviously the 2 30-minute candles before news pushed up. So my thinking was that potentially are we going to drop and break those? Obviously we didn't, but then about an hour later I actually executed on sales and had a 15 pip winning trade. So yeah, sometimes I just don't agree with putting buy stops and sell stops, because there's been times where both have been activated and I've been stitched up. So I like to just make a strong bias, which way I think it could go. But to be honest with you, it was like I put an extra, like I deposited like an extra 50 quid that I was like wasn't bothered about losing, so I just put a little buy sell stop, but it didn't get activated. So.
Because I thought that you, just like a lot of people, don't trade news.
No, I don't usually trade news, but from a technicals perspective, I thought that the news would be the like catalyst to break the support that we had formed prior to news at 133,590 area. So my thinking was that because we'd started to push up prior to news, that was the liquidity to push down. Obviously I was wrong, but I'm open to be wrong, because I don't mind, because I didn't have any money on the table. So it was just one of those things. I mean, if anything, the news pushed it up, but then the technicals then pushed it further down after. So yeah,
it's good with such volume that you can just place your position and then go break even quickly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean that 15 pip trade, I think I was in it for like 5 minutes. It just went. I literally had zero drawdown as well, because I entered on the close of the 30-minute once it came down and broke the low. I mean, I was a little bit skeptical at first because it formed with no wick to the top, but once you started breaking down, I was like, oh yeah, it's just gonna fly.
Yeah, it's having a massive wick to the top means a big rejection. Shooting now. I just caught the move and I just moved on with my day.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have catched the sales as well.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Jasmina, all you do is you drag the red and green lines opposite of each other. If you have the updated version of the magic keys that came out, I think it's version 5. All you do is this little blank white key that has nothing on it. Once you press open calc, if you press that, it'll flip the red and green lines for you. Yep, and I will pull up some charts, and then in a few minutes we will introduce our guest, hear some of his knowledge and where he's been, what he's doing, and get going. First time in the session. Gotcha. Welcome. Hopefully Asian session doesn't disappoint.
Let's kill this Asian session.
I think sells are gonna play out.
Sells?
Yeah, send a chart in. I entered a sell on the break of the 15-minute low.
Oh, you did?
I think sells below. I mean, I wouldn't personally take this because for me we're still in the range, but I think people who do trade in the range, I think a sell below like 132.770 would be good, because then we're kind of like, again, like eradicating that support that we've created since you know, volume started to come back into the market. So I think below there would be a nice sell down to 132.600 if people are scalping, but I won't be looking for any sells until we're breaking below 132.600.
Yep. These buys look good. That's exactly what I'm looking for. As soon as we break this previous 30, I will be getting in. Oh, man. Oh, I didn't put music on. I wondered why. I just seemed a little dull in here. Here we go. We got shadow.
Or this could just be one of them sessions that it just ranges. I mean, we've had some good volume this week.
I want to end the week with a banger.
Yeah.
I think we will. We have a really nice move up, so I think that's...
Got to retrace.
Yes, it has to retrace as well. Entry break into a high. Yep. Beautiful. Same thing.
Nice.
So if we look to come up, it's so much easier for price to come up versus breaking 1 support, 2 support, 3 support, maybe 4 support, and then what's to the left isn't super great until we're under here. So I think it makes more sense that we go up. We're just kind of dancing right now, I guess. We could see this pull down and then open take us up. Oh, okay. Or it's going to snap right there. Yeah, maybe leave a runner up to here. I'm going to look to secure most of everything at that little 15-minute area.
I'm looking for a break of this 30.
Yep, same. I think that would be a 10 pip stop. Yep, 10.6.
I will say 10.
Oh, what happened? Oh, okay.
That way, if you take it out that break of the 30, even that wick fill to the left would be a 1-to-1.
Yeah, that's 10 pips above that resistance to the top of the wick. Would be,
Yep.
Yeah.
That'd be mint.
Yeah, I think I want to see a close above. I'm not gonna take any. I'm not gonna place any buy stops. I think I want to see close above that area, because then if we're getting a close above that resistance, then that means we'd be getting a close at like the top of that wick that is to the left. So I'm thinking that if we're getting closes in that area, it's no longer a rejection zone, and that we should continue moving through it. Yeah.
On the same boat.
Yep, just different ideas.
Love
So
it.
Harrison and I have the exact same idea, but my idea is if we break up in terms of just making new highs, that's confirmation we're going up. His is a close, so same idea, just waiting for different rules that we follow.
Yep. I think it's great that, you know, you can have 4 different traders can all catch the same buys, but can all have and look for all different things. So
Yep.
I think that's really positive thing, because then you're not just imitating what someone else is doing, because then you're not really learning, and you won't have the same confidence when it comes to your execution.
Yep.
Man, I love you guys too.
All right, don't make it weird. You're in gold buys, okay. I mean, if you look at the 15, we're breaking above a bearish 15 minute, so that could be an entry there too. But I think the 30-minute higher time frame is going to have better confirmation. Then this doesn't just make a top wick and close bearish and come down, or go sideways, hopefully. If we send you a pic of 1,000 viewers, can you get a membership to my program? I think one of the, besides the magic keys, one of the giveaways will be maybe a free month in the group, or maybe I'll fully mentor someone or give them the option to join that, or something cool. But we gotta hit it for a couple days. I think if we hit 1,000 viewers once, do a free month for someone in the group, and then they can decide to leave or continue staying after by joining the subscription. Or if we hit 3 days with it, then we'll do that and a free mentorship as well as the magic keys. So try to do something cool. But yeah, more likes will get us more viewers. So I mean, 450 people. If we got 400 likes this early, we'd probably hit 1,000 by the end of, or the middle of the session.
I just read like the weirdest news.
The weirdest news?
Yeah, it's kind of off topic, so I'll leave it.
I'm gonna be back in a minute.
Alright. German, this is how it works. Ready? That's how it works. Just like that. My phone's like always dead during Asian session. Or almost dead.
No distractions.
True.
I've noticed that all traders that do posts and it's like a screenshot, their phones are always dying.
I need my phone to trade, so it's gotta be fully charged.
John timed him up too. I beat you to it, John. Yep. So I mean, it's kind of up to you guys. I mean, I was coming here every day. Eventually, YouTube will slowly do it, but if you get a bunch of likes, it'll really pop up on YouTube to promote it a little more. How long to learn Forex? Yeah, I would say 1 to 3, 4 years, depending. Yep, I'll get you in a second, Diego. Probably gonna be getting in this soon. Josh, were you still holding it?
Absolutely not.
Yep, thanks, Larry. Yeah, Cam's a cool dude. It was a fun time.
How many viewers we at now?
479 already.
Wow.
If the likes keep climbing, the numbers should keep climbing as well. 2 likes from you and your son. Awesome. Yeah, this is just so clean going up, I think. I think this should be a nice buy. If spread was better, I would have been in 2 30-minute candles ago, but spread was like 9. Spread is only 2 right now, so it's not bad.
Spread's 1.3.
Yep, yeah, 2.1, 1.5 is kind of where I'm bouncing. Alright, yep, I'll get to charts in a second. I want to make sure I don't miss my entry. But while we wait, we do have a guest for the evening. Try and pull up his Instagram real quick and watch that. Gorilla, what is it?
Gorilla Strength.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Gorilla Strength Ltd.
I hope I did that right. Nope. What did I spell wrong?
Gorilla. You put 2 R's.
I put 2 R's?
2 R's in Gorilla.
You never know.
You're typing quick, Dory.
Yeah, I pressed it 2 times. That's what happened. It wasn't a spelling error. So this is our guest. Very intelligent, fundamental person. And super cool dude. So if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself real quick. Once we break here, I will be entering here. Stop loss here. Take profit up here. Just so you guys know. But if you want to take it away, it's all yours.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me on the stream today, Paul. I've known about you for a while now. I did a podcast earlier in the week, and that was really fun getting to know you on that. So I'm a fundamental trader. Primarily, obviously, all my trades are rented based on price action. But that's the way you want it to be, right? You don't want to be taking trades based on some news article and then you get whipped out of your position because you bought a resistance. So I've been in the Forex family for 3 years. I've been trading for 5. I did binary options trading for 2 years before I came into Forex, and I've only just started becoming profitable this year. So Forex trading is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You're not meant to be to rush in, smashing trades. You need a very clearly defined plan, and having a mentor really helps with that. So you guys being here with Paul, you're in capable hands. So just keep listening to what he's saying.
Mom requested you on
Really?
Yeah.
Becca requested you on Facebook?
Yeah.
Hey, you guys got to mute.
Yep, I already got it. So yeah, if you want to, if you want me to pull up any pairs or any fundamental stuff you want to kind of walk through, or
yeah. So I think the first bit, because I don't want to just bombard people with loads of information at once.
Okay.
I think the first thing I want to talk about is the oil crash. So if you want to pull up WTI USD, I want to talk about the oil crash, how that kind of happened, the fundamentals behind it, and then what we could expect over the summer for oil again. So for anyone that doesn't know, there was an oil crash of 2020, right? So there's been many oil crashes throughout history relating to the Iranian Revolution, relating to oil embargoes from the Middle Eastern countries onto the European countries. But this oil crash was very different. Now, to get into it, we need to understand 3 kind of fundamental keywords, and that's contango. So contango is basically a term used in futures trading that means that the current price of a commodity is higher in the future than it is currently, right? Backwardation of a commodity is when the current price of today of that particular commodity is trading higher than it is in the future. Super contango is where the price of the commodity in the future is drastically higher than it is today. Now, usually what happens is during contango, that's when gold or oil, silver, any of those type of commodities, that's when traders have an incentive to hold onto the commodity via the expiration of the futures contract, because they roll it over to the next month. What happened last time is that the futures traders didn't actually expect to take physical delivery of the oil, but they had to because of the US shale oil situation. Now, to understand more about this and why it happened, you need to understand that to take physical delivery of oil in America, the Western Texas Initiative, it happens in a few places, but mainly Cushing, Oklahoma, and the Permian Basin. So what normally happens is futures traders roll the contracts over to the next expiry date for the next month. So they do that by booking storage. So if you're trading oil in May and the price of oil is higher in June or July than it is in May, obviously the incentive is to hold the oil contract for 2 months, right? Because currently it's trading at $10, but in 2 months it's going to trade at 50. So you'd be a fool to sell it right now. You'd hold it. So the carryover costs that would be incurred are very small compared to the profits you'd make in 2 months' time. But the traders that were trading the futures contracts, they didn't have anywhere to book storage for this oil. So what that meant is that they had to close their oil positions at a loss because there's nowhere to book. Now, the reason why there was nowhere to book storage for their oil was because of the Wuhan virus situation relating to the lack of demand. Demand was absolutely decimated for US shale oil, and that's to do with like different types of blends. So American shale oil is light and sweet, and it's used for petrochemicals and jet fuel and other things like that. Whereas heavy, bitter, dark crude comes from Saudi Arabia and Russia, and that's mainly used for diesel. So what happened is storage filled up. So the futures traders, they couldn't take physical delivery, and what that did was that crashed the price of oil. Because all of these guys trading in suits, guys trading in offices, they they didn't have anywhere to take this oil, so it crashed. So a lot of people got caught in that through lack of preparation and lack of understanding of what was happening, the fundamentals behind it. So that's like a brief history of how oil crashed this year. Now I'm a bit of an obsessive guy, and I found 3 more ways that oil could crash again. So I'm just gonna give the names of the 3.
Wait, hold on a second. You're saying that futures contracts on oils went to negative?
Yeah, they did, yeah.
I do exclusively future stuff, and I never saw in US way my terminal go negative on futures contracts.
Yeah, they went to minus $37.
Right, but what I'm saying is that was like on a June or July contract, and if we're trading futures on like Hugo's way, we're not trading the July or June contract when it's March.
I never said we was trading.
Right, Hugo's way. I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying I think it went down to the lowest for mine was like $7 of futures when I was trading it and buying it in March. So I was just confused. Like
yeah, so I made reference to futures contracts, not Forex trading.
No, that's a futures contract. I'm trading oil futures.
Yeah, on a Forex broker.
I got you. I see what you're saying. Okay, I got you. I was confused.
Yeah. So I found 3 ways that oil could go negative again. So I'll give the 3 titles of it, so you guys could Google. You guys can do your own independent research or reach out or whatever. The one I'm going to talk about is the first one. So the first way that oil could go negative again for futures contracts. In terms of Forex, for people that might be not understanding, in terms of Forex, oil could potentially go between $0 and $5. Just to clarify regarding the Forex broker situation, even if you were trading oil futures contracts on a Forex broker around the time that futures contracts went negative, you would have incurred heavy, what are they called, spreads. You would have incurred heavy spreads and carryover of your oil contracts into the next day. And that was because the Forex brokers were incurring costs from the actual USO fund, which meant obviously they need to pass that on, right? They're not going to incur the cost without passing it on to someone. So that's why a lot of the time, if you had a 10p lot open, or Americans or Canadians might call it a 10-cent lot, on an oil futures contract on a Forex broker, instead of having a small daily carryover, you would have incurred like a $50 carryover to the next day just from holding your trade, even if it was in profits, meaning that no matter what you did, you would have incurred losses. So the first way that oil could go negative again on oil futures contracts is the tanker situation, which I'm going to get into in a minute. The second way is the tanker situation but relating to Brent crude. And the third way is the Russia and the OPEC Plus situation. So you guys can go research those other 2 ways. I'm going to get into the first way. So, pertaining to, is there anyone want to ask any questions or say anything, by the way, before I get into the next part?
Yeah, one guy, he wants to, you can do this before what you're about to say or after, either is fine. He just wants to get your input on your like trading style and how you look to like execute your risk management, take profit, stop loss levels. I think that would be really good too at some point.
But we also have to say, he said if we're trading a 10-cent contract on oil, we were incurring $50 in fees, but that wasn't every day. That was once or twice a week that you're paying the swap fees, but you're not paying $50 every time you roll it over every day. That happens once or twice a week.
There was some brokers that were charging that every day.
Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, I'm not lying. You can Google it.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's not. I'm saying is I had
widely available public information. It's not.
I had 30. Okay, all I'm saying is I had 30 contracts on oil, from $11 to $14, and I wasn't being charged that much fees. So.
Okay, that was your particular broker, not the broker that I was investigating.
Right, but I'm just saying, let's make sure we say in general that's probably what it is, but not all brokers are charging $50 for a 10-cent contract. That's just not true.
Well, I mean, common sense and common sense application would tell you that not every broker would do that. Just like not every broker is a scammer, right? Common sense would tell you that.
Yeah. Well, I agree. I'm just saying, I just want to make sure everyone knows that there were brokers that weren't charging $50 every time.
Well, yeah. That doesn't add any weight to what we were speaking about.
Okay.
But thank you for your input. Yeah. So the guy was asking me a question relating to my entries. Did you say, Paul?
Just like your entry style, trading style, risk management, how you use your stop loss, stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, so the way I enter is I trade off like 4-hour candles. So I like to mark my areas based on like weekly opens and weekly closes of the candles. And then what that does, so if you guys go back and do any kind of back testing or research into like any chart or any commodity or whatever, if you put your lines of support and resistance exactly on the weekly opens and weekly closes relevant to where local price is now, that will give you absolute clarity in your trading decision. The ranges are amazing, and that's just a little tip for you guys. So that's how I mark my areas. In terms of entering off my trades, I like to only enter my trades at the beginning of new 4-hour candles. I just believe through all the kind of trials and tribulations have been in the Forex markets, that entering in the beginning of a new 4-hour candle, it's allowing fresh volume to come into the market. And being that I'm in the UK, I come to the market before the London Open. So there's another clue for you guys. Look for the 4-hour candles before, around pre-London. And they'll tell you all the information you need to know relating to, how you're going to take your trade and take your setup moving into the London session. Very, very clear. So regarding my risk to reward, I mean, it's very flexible, because sometimes you might be feeling on edge. Sometimes you might be feeling like a little bit on tilt. It's like a poker term for like not feeling your best today when you're trading. So you reduce the risk, but by and large, my risk to reward is 5%. I'm always willing to lose 5% of my account whenever I come to the markets. And I'm obviously the reward, it needs to be a minimum 5%, right? So it's 1-to-1. My trading style, really, sometimes I'll hold a trade for 2 days. My best trade was a couple of weeks ago. I held gold from 1694 to 1724. That took 2 days. I don't really want to do that regularly because it absolutely depleted me. It finished me off. So I don't usually do that. Usually I'm happy with 10, 20 pips. But if I get in and it's on the weekly low, or the weekly high or whatever, GJ or whatever the case may be, then 100% I'll hold that trade. I hope that answered your question.
I think it was pretty good. So yeah, I'm getting ready to get in on GJ if we do break that previous hourly. With the anticipation that we're making higher highs and higher lows into resistance, which, as we know, we don't do if it's resistance. Except for the few random times candles kind of just do that kick you in the nuts candle. That's not how price action moves. But yeah.
Hey brother, you were what were those topics you're talking about that could cause oil to dump again? I just want to write those down for future reads.
Sorry, I was just typing again. I told you guys before I couldn't type and talk at the same time.
I saw that.
So the three ways that oil could crash again. The first way, which I'll discuss in a minute, is oil tankers, the oil tanker situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
The second way is, the first way is oil tankers relating to Western Texan Initiative. So it's either going to be WTI or XTI versus USD. The second way is Brent crude, is relating to Brent crude, and it's relating to the oil tanker situation. So just to give you like a little bit of a pointer in the right direction, the way that oil is transported from the Brent oil fields to mainland Europe, whether it's Norway or whether it's the Netherlands, is through shipping containers. There's no physical pipeline. So the shipping containers are the oil tankers. Sorry, not shipping containers. The oil tankers are the pipeline. So that's a point in the right direction there. The third way, relating to WTI again, is the Russia and Saudi Arabia situation relating to OPEC plus. That's the third way that oil prices could crash. WTI.
Gotcha. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries. The first way that I'm going to identify that oil could crash is obviously to do with the oil tankers, right? So before Saudi Arabia announced, when Trump first came out and said the tweets that he has been the glue in the fabric between Saudi Arabia and Russia agreeing to cut oil production around the world to save oil. It's a bit of a fabrication, because if you go and actually look at the numbers, look at the graphs, and I can provide them to anybody that needs, so DM me if you need them and I'll send you the screenshots of the graphs and explain it. But the numbers of those graphs, the actual cuts that they said they were making, they would actually need like 1.5 million more. This was when you talk about it in March and April, they would actually needed more. That's why they had to come out and say that they were going to do a second oil cut, which they've now agreed on. But this situation with the oil tankers, Saudi Arabia sent about 30 to 45 VLCCs, which stands for a very large crude container. They're the largest type of oil tanker that you can get. They sent about 30 to 45 of those from Saudi Arabia to America before they actually cut their production. So they ramped up their production to fill the containers, the oil containers, and then they sent them over. Now, so as of a month ago, there's approximately 90 oil tankers surrounding American oil ports waiting to unload their oil. 90 very large crude containers. Wow. In the South California coast alone, there's actually 27 oil tankers containing 20 million barrels of oil. Now, can anyone see what kind of direction I'm going with here? Because those guys have not unloaded their oil yet. So the fact that oil prices have risen, the last since we've been having positive vaccine news and Trump's been doing everything under the sun. And this is not a political, posture, basically. I'm neutral. But, Trump has been doing everything under the sun to inflate the stock markets and to inflate the oil situation, regardless of awful fundamentals. This is a situation where we're facing a ticking time bomb, because we have in America and in the UK, where I'm from, we have something called anti-secrecy laws, and that basically states that it's illegal for a company or a corporation or a government entity to manipulate the price of a commodity, and that can lead to very, very big sentences in prison and very, very big fines, insurmountable fines. And that's why you have America and the UK that aren't associated with OPEC or OPEC Plus. This is why you had the situation where the Russian oil minister or Vladimir Putin can come out and say, we are going to do everything we can to reduce our production, to reduce the price of oil. And then, Saudi Arabia can come out and talk about openly influencing the open market of oil. That's because they are not bound by anti-secrecy laws, whereas America and the USA are. Sorry, America and the UK are. So this is why Donald Trump hasn't come out and said anything relating to the price of oil and him being able to tell oil-producing companies in the USA to decrease their oil production. The fact that America has decreased their oil production isn't because they have been told to do so, because that's illegal. And that's why Trump is very selective and very careful about the language and phrases and terms that he uses relating to the way he tweets, basically. So the reason why American oil has declined is because of the US shale debt, and that's to do with the bond markets, and that's a whole nother situation, which I'm not going to get into because we'll be here till next week. But the situation regarding the situation regarding American oil production decreasing, it's not due to market forces, it's due to an over-reliance on bonds. Those bonds becoming expiring between now and 2022, and they don't have the cash flow, the relative cash flow to pay for those bonds, the principal, let alone the interest. So that's why you're hearing Trump's talking about bailing out the American oil companies. So now what we need to understand is that the situation where the first WTI oil crash, the situation there, was obviously due to a decimation in demand. Airline industries on the ground, rail industries on the ground, cars were not driving. There was no need to remove American oil, which isn't refined in America, by the way, because America refine raw Brent crude from Saudi Arabia and Russia, and they refine that into diesel because America are huge consumers of diesel. So America shipped their oil out to other parts of the world, like Qatar, Dubai, because them countries are very they have much more petrochemical technological advancements, stuff like kerosene, jet fuel, things like and making plastic polymers from the oil. So understand that the first oil crash this year happened because of a decimation in demand and because too much production. So the fact that America's oil, the price of American oil is rising, and America is starting to ramp up their oil production naturally as they begin to turn the wells on again, and we still have 90 oil tankers waiting to unload upwards of 100 million barrels of crude oil. What do you think happens again, the next few months of this, or what's possible to happen next month? As these oil tankers begin to unload their crude, that could literally completely wipe out all of the unwinding that the US shale companies have had to do naturally. Halliburton released around 3,000 to 5,000 workers at the start of this lockdown because they just didn't have the cash flow to pay. And you can also go and see that there is a lot of oil companies already, like Whiting Petroleum, for example, who filed for, I think it was Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So the possibility of WTI crashing again is very real, and I just thought it'd be a good opportunity to come on here and speak about it today, because we don't really want to trade it down, because as they say in trading, bulls go up the stairs but bears go out the windows. So we want to try and get in when it comes back down again. We need to let market factors play their hands, and then we can position ourselves appropriately. But that's what I have to say regarding oil. If anyone wants me to speak on gold and the USD or the pound versus the yen, just let me know and I'll have a chat later on, man. But thank you for letting me speak.
Yeah, of course. That was pretty good. I hope it went good.
That was really good. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Bro, do you trade GJ?
Yeah, I trade GJ.
Yeah. What do you think about the fundamentals of GJ at the moment? Like with all, like, obviously, what do you think? Like, what's your outlook on, say, like the bull run we saw last week compared to now, price coming back from a fundamental point of view?
I like that. He's probably typing.
Oh, fair enough. I'll wait, no problem.
Sorry, I thought my mic was unmuted then.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, so Paul, this is the 30-minute time frame on GJ.
Mm-hmm.
Could you zoom out a little bit, please? Yeah. Okay, brilliant. So you can see that 30-minute candle that wicked up today, right?
Yep.
And then afterwards it flew down. That right there. Paul, could you zoom out a little bit more, please? Yeah, I just need to see a little bit higher. Yeah. So I'm gonna switch to my charts, but you'll still be able to hear me, I assume.
Yeah.
Because I explained this to one of my students today. So if you look on your charts at 134,300 is a very significant area for GJ. Listen, I'm gonna try and give a rundown of the technicals first, because then it kind of explains the fundamental reasoning behind why it's dropped. So we've 134,300 is a key level for the pound versus the yen. It was where we tapped into today twice before plummeting, and previously it's also where we've tapped into a support and very strong resistance. So today what's happened is we've kind of ranged between 133,900 near 950 and 134,300, and then we've tapped into an area twice, almost to the pip really, and then we've flown down. Now what that tells me is that the banking situation, you're talking about fundamentals, is liquidity grabs. So understand that when you start seeing these 4-hour candles on, let me see. When you start seeing last week make a bull run up to 136, but not actually break any significant structure, and the lower wicks of these candles, 4-hour and daily, are actually breaking structure, signifying a downtrend, but it's going up. That is, in my opinion, liquidity grabs and banks hitting orders to basically collect liquidity and pool liquidity in order to move the market down. Now, when you fast forward from last week's bull run, as you've just spoken about, to today, we get a huge spike up in price. The candle opened at 133,700, spiked up to 134,300, and then it began, the big bearish trend down. So what you need to understand is the nuances of the pound, right? So the Japanese yen is seen as a safe haven, and that's just to do with the stability seen in a local Asian region. They're like a counterweight to China's communism in that area, and so when people want to put money into something other than the US dollar or gold, they obviously put money into Japanese yen. So the pound being a very strong currency in its own right, the money flies into the Japanese yen, which is why it's gone down. So the banks have grabbed liquidity, moving the market up and move the price down. Now, fundamentally, why would it make sense for them to do that? What I try and say to my students is, when you're thinking about the fundamentals relating to a commodity or relating to a currency pair, don't think of it in terms of what you think. Try to position your mind and think what they'd think inside of a bank on a trading floor, or think what a hedge fund manager would think, or think what an investor with millions and millions of pounds would want to think about. Now, the situation with the Brexit trade negotiations, they're not going well at all for the UK. You have a situation where China have come out and started talking about transgressions with the United Kingdom relating to us not wanting to use the 5G and Huawei. And if you look back over the last few weeks, when Trump has come out and made any kind of political stance against China, Boris Johnson has kind of echoed those sentiments, and it's led to a fluctuation downwards in the pound losing strength and the Japanese yen gaining strength, because investors will take money out of the pound and put money into the yen as a safe haven, because there's three wars currently being fought between China and the rest of the world. We have an economic war in terms of the trade deals. We have a cyber war in terms of the internet, and we have a narrative war in terms of information that's propagated by 70 different official mouthpieces of China. So, all of our social media is banned in China, but China have 70 verified different types of social media accounts propagating all of their propaganda, which is crazy. The fourth war that's not left to be fought is the kinetic war, and that's fought with guns and bullets. So investors that understand fundamentals and understand socioeconomic dynamics, they will obviously understand that in order when countries, America, France, the UK, Germany, well, not Germany because they had their situation with the World War II, but France, the UK, America, when they come out and make a political stance very strongly against China, that tilts the odds for war in kinetic war. So when we're talking about the pound versus the yen, you need to think of it. How does a situation relating to trade affect the UK? And why would an investor get antsy about interest rates staying the same? Because from a layman's perspective, or from a face value perspective, interest rates staying the same for the UK would appear good, but it doesn't indicate good for investors, because if you were that confident in the economy being able to rebound in the time frames that you'd set out, you'd announce a rate of increase in the interest rates, because you would expect lenders to lend and borrowers to borrow anyway. But you need to keep the interest rates the same, because to do with inflation and hyperinflation. But I'll leave it there because it gets very kind of nuanced. So anyone that wants to question, DM me. I hope I answered your question, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro. Can I just ask one more little thing just on to add to that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so you were saying about because they kept rates the same. Are you suggesting because they kept rates the same, that gives like a bad look on the pound because there's not that the economy's not like, what's the word, recovering, if that makes sense? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, that's a good question. Look, I'm here to answer questions. Paul's invited me on. I'll answer as many questions as people ask. I just don't want to come across as I'm boring or egotistical. I'll happily shut up. But with regards to that question you just asked me there, if you just go back, right, and this is for anyone that's interested in what these people say, these politicians. If you just go back over the last 2 or 3 weeks, it began with Rishi Sunak, who's the Chancellor of the UK. He's like the guy that's in charge of finance. He initially came out and said that the UK is going to face the worst recession in history, in terms of so basically it's called a depression, right? That's just what he's not called it. He came out and said that. Then the week after, the Bank of England Governor Bailey said that he's really confident that the economy can recover. And then later on in the speech, he said that he's not absolutely confident that a lot of businesses in the UK won't need any more loans. They will need more loans. So all of this is like completely conflicting information. And then on top of that, you keep the interest rates the same. So if the Bank of England, if the Bailey guy was actually that confident in the British economy recovering, then surely he'd put the rates back up by at least 5 or 10 basis points. But he can't, because he understands the fundamentals pertaining to the British economy. It's the first time since Margaret Thatcher that the UK has run a triple deficit. So when I talk about a triple deficit, what I mean is that the government of the UK, the Parliament, are borrowing more money than we're making. The houses, households in the UK are borrowing more money than we're making, and businesses in the UK are borrowing more money than we're making. So it's a triple deficit, and it's the first time it's happened in over 30 years. So the state of the economy is not very good. There was rumblings this week regarding the situation. So one of the Tory manifestos, that's the Conservative government who's in power, for anyone who's not British. One of their manifestos for years and years and years has been to not decrease the amount of pension inflation rate, right? Because as inflation increases, then they also have to make the pension payouts increase to keep in line with the rise of inflation. But this is the first time this week that they've actually been talked from Tory politicians pertaining that they're going to let inflation happen, but the inflation of the pensions is not going to rise in line with actual inflation rates, in interest rates inflation. So that just shows you there's a huge disparity between what these people are saying, what's happening, and what's actually going to happen. And obviously, as traders, it's our job to kind of dissect what's going on. I think a lot of this is to do with the coronavirus vaccine situation, because now it's being used similar to what Trump did when he was getting elected and gold was bullish. But did that answer your question?
Yeah, bro, that was perfect. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that one.
Someone in the YouTube chat had a question if you could run through some kind of fundamental analysis on GJ, maybe this week, past couple days, something like that.
Yeah, pretty much everything that I've been saying, man. The UK came out. So what you need to understand relating to the coronavirus vaccine situation, and there's a guy in this Zoom called Clay. I'll talk to you after and let you know what's going on, let you know what time it is. So there's the situation relating to GJ. We have different coronavirus vaccines companies that are based in different countries, right? So the UK came out, I think it was on Tuesday night, and they said that they've had a groundbreaking steroid breakthrough. A groundbreaking steroid breakthrough, breaking moments. Like, come on, man, how many times are you going to use impactful words? But none of these drugs that they're using have even. I think there's 195 in development. There's 7 that's at the first stage, and another 7 that's at the next stage, and only 1 that's in the final stage. So these people come out with a new vaccine every week. So you need to understand that when you're trading GJ, you need to have certain things open. You need to have the Bank of England website open. You need to be looking at coronavirus vaccine companies that are based in the UK and whatever information that they might be releasing. Relating to bad CPI, bad GDP and bad PPI, a lot of people have been saying that currencies and commodities haven't been reacting to these bad news. Everybody knows that the economies around the world have been on lockdown. The whole Western world is on lockdown, just starting to be eased now. So the fact that all the news is bad, it's not going to surprise people. Did that answer his question?
I hope so. I don't know what he was looking for, but hopefully. We have another question in the YouTube chat. If nobody in the Zoom call has a question, I know there's some people that want to do some discussion, kind of go back and forth. As long as we can.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
As long as we can keep it.
I'm not going to be one of those hot-headed people going to swear, and I just let people say what they have to say.
Yeah, no. If that happens, people will be kicked right away.
No one wants to do that for sure.
Hold on. So I think at the end, when you're done with everything you think was good enough, and the chat's kind of out of questions, we can have respectful discussion, kind of different opinions to give people different views and whatnot. But there is one question from the chat. He wants to know what confluence you use when looking at correlation pairs, particularly how you use different time frame analysis.
I'm in highs, by the way. Sorry.
Yep, yeah, I'm up some pips. I think we get above here, we're gonna be good. Might see this move before Asian Open.
Oh yeah.
I think it's just nice.
Here's some at the wake, Phil.
Yeah, it was a nice wrist R tour.
Yep. Yeah, I'll try to answer everyone's questions, but gotta keep it rolling because some people are here just for technicals. So we're gonna try to accommodate everyone and hopefully learn something. Because I mean, as you guys know, I'm strictly technical analysis. That is it. If you ask fundamental stuff, I don't even answer it because I shouldn't give advice on something I know nothing about. So I mean, we have Clay and Sharma who are really good at technical analysis, and I know the Gorilla, he's very intelligent at it as well. So I think all three of them could give some good insight into some stuff that we don't typically cover here. So, that question, do you want me to repeat it?
No, I remember. I'll just wait until you finish speaking.
No, perfect, because I forgot. So if you remember, we're good. Because I forgot.
Yeah. My only response to that question would be, what the hell's a correlation pair?
Oh, just like yen pairs move together. So like GJ, EJ, all the safe havens. I think that's kind of what he's going after.
What's my strategy on how to trade them?
Yeah, we're moving. Yeah, like how do you correlate them together? Oof, yeah, we should hit that 15. Sorry, we broke above there, so I think we should hit our maybe.
Oh damn.
Maybe there.
GJ has done me nice to.
Yep, I'm gonna secure something. I'm gonna go risk free, guys. So risk free trade now. Secured 50% right here. If we push up a little bit, I'll secure another.
Oh wow, I'm still open.
So,
yeah, baby, I'm still. Got my
beautiful.
rubber still going.
I wonder if Asian Open is going to push us. But we're at 727, guys. We did just set a new live viewer record high, and we are doing a giveaway. So not to beg for likes, but the more likes we get, the more views we get, and I really want to give something back. So I think that 1K view we've been after since we started would be pretty cool.
Who's waiting? Put a W in the chat.
Yep. Also, if anyone took this trade and you secured profit and you went risk free, throw a W or a BE in the chat.
Damn. Sick way to end the week.
Yeah, I'm gonna secure my 80% and let this go. I'm gonna take my money. I'm not gonna give it back with open.
Oh yeah, man.
No, but I think we could close everything. Very nice. 2 nights in a row. Damn, we got lots of W's here. Awesome.
Yeah. You closed everything, Paul?
No, I have I closed 50% and then I closed 80% of the last 50. So I have a 0.81 running.
Good
but
work, good work.
Yeah, but my break even's right here. So if we get any sort of wick down, if this doesn't pull down, if the next one wicks down before going up, it will hit me at break even. But I'd rather get hit at break even with like an eighth of my position running and have secured, knowing I could end this session with money in my pocket, pretty much. All my Monopoly money. Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
All the money that you just make from your course.
Yep, all my course money. All the 2 people last month, that's I'm balling right now. Couldn't even pay my rent with that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but so if you want to answer that question, I will try to stop rambling for a few minutes.
No, it's all good, man. How long do we have left on the stream?
We go till 8:30, so we still got 2 hours.
Forever,
we still got 2 hours. We're just getting started.
Other Gorilla, bro.
Yeah. Huh?
You're killing it. I love the discussion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about fundamentals, so right or wrong, I mean, depending on people's opinions, I think either way, it's good to kind of extend your knowledge and just always try to learn something. Even if you learn it and you're like, I don't really like it. Okay, that's cool. Now you know you don't like it.
Yes, thank you very much. My hand's getting cramped up from all the notes I'm taking from your knowledge. This is amazing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. If you need to ask any questions, Paul, is it all right if I plug my Instagram?
Yep, I pulled it up. I will pull it up again.
Oh yeah, I already follow you. I've watched you for a minute because I'm a student of Rakil, so I saw you through TED. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna reach out to you.
Okay,
I
yeah,
have
brilliant.
questions.
If you just want to answer that last question from the chat, if you remember, and then we can, and then you guys can have some discussion. I think that'll be good.
Yeah, I think, relating to fundamentals, people kind of have the misconception that when you get into fundamentals, that you should know the fundamentals pertaining to every single commodity or every single currency pair. I don't believe that. So when you begin trading, there's a lot of people who they trade every session, they trade 5 or 6 different pairs, and they take multiple trades a day. What I tell my students is trade once a day, trade one primary pair, one secondary pair. Is my audio okay?
It's a little sketchy right now.
Okay, let me sort this out and I'll come back.
It's echoing or something, or someone's echoing. Sweet.
That might be me.
Yeah, so maybe just mute your mic until you guys
I'm good.
Until you guys have some discussions.
Okay, yeah. So I feel like it's important for people to understand that, trading needs to be very specific and very defined. I don't want to become a jack of all trades, but I want to be a master pertaining to everything that I'm interested in. So what I'm interested in is oil, gold, the Dow Jones, and the pound versus the yen. When you're asking me about correlated pairs in terms of UJ or EJ or GJ, or New Zealand versus Japanese yen, I don't trade those, so I wouldn't be able to give you any realistic advice. What I can say is that if you're trying to take a trade in the same currency pair that's denominated as the base currency in terms of Japanese yen, they don't always move exactly the same way, and that's because of the Forex basically stands for foreign exchange, and it's based on the foreign exchange reserves between these countries, so the cross-currency border flows from one country to another. So you need to understand the economies that the base currency is against the floating currency, or against the quoted currency. So for example, the euro versus Japanese yen is going to move differently to the New Zealand dollar versus the Japanese yen, because the trade agreements are different. The bilateral agreements that they've made pertaining to military and politics, they're all different. The relationships between the economies is different. So if you was really going to dissect how you could analyze a pair that I don't have any knowledge in, or a pair that I don't understand, the first thing I'd say to you is go to forexfactory.com, and geez, GJ is really ripping.
Yeah.
Sorry for cursing.
No, it's
okay. So the first thing I'd say to you is go to Forex Factory, or go to Google first and Google all the different types of economic or political instability in that country. Not JPY, but New Zealand or the euro or the pound or AUD, whatever it may be, and Google of the political and economic instability over the past, let's say, 2 or 3 years. What you'll do then is you'll start building a catalogue of, let's say, GDP or CPI, or when a prominent central bank person comes out and speaks, or when a certain politician comes out and speaks, you'll be able to build a picture or a catalogue of what they're saying. And then what you do is you make a note and you say, okay, this guy has said this guy has said A, B, and C, right? And then what you do is you go to the charts and you conduct research. So you backtest the date of the date of the article that it was released, and then you backtest whatever he said that you don't understand inside the article, you're going to make another catalog with keywords and phrases, and then you're going to research and make yourself competent in being able to understand the keywords and phrases you don't understand within the article. And then you can correlate what this person is saying, whether it's in terms of interest rates coming in the future, or whether it's in terms of interest rates in the past, or whether it's right now what's happening today. You can correlate that with what's happened in the markets previously, what's happening in the markets today, and you can, like I said, think about the news that's being released or the fundamental undercurrent of the market, not from your interpretation of the Forex markets or the release of that particular news, but think of things in terms of how a hedge fund manager would see it. So don't think of things in terms of someone who's capitalized with 100,000. Think of things in terms of someone who's capitalized like a whale. How would you need to move the market like a whale in order to totally unload your position? Because you can't just drop the money into the market straight away. You have to do it in phases, and that's why we have lower highs, and that's why we have higher lows, because that's what they need to do. The market moves in waves because these whales need to unload their positions. So once you've started filling out your catalog of keywords and phrases of all of these articles that you don't understand, once you've begun to go to Forex Factory and you've got an understanding of the keywords and phrases, and then you go to Forex Factory and you understand when these news releases are being released, then you start getting a grasp for the sentiment, what these hedge funds have been saying. You even need to go to Twitter and look at comments, look at the comment section, because people say a lot of traders are on Instagram, but a lot of people on Twitter share their thoughts in very, very limited amount of words, and you can find some great insight of traders on Twitter that can really help you with your fundamental application to marry your technical analysis. So like I said, once you've built your catalog of keywords and phrases, you can backtest when these people are releasing the news data every month on Forex Factory. You can backtest when these people are saying what they're saying in their news articles, and you can marry this up very easily with your trading. I think a big problem with new guys who are trying to use fundamental analysis is that they think of it in terms of, they let it confuse them basically. And the way I see it is because I've only been, and not to toot my own horn, but I didn't know anything regarding fundamentals, very limited actually, 9 weeks ago. 9 weeks, I've read over 5,000 to 6,000 news articles, PDFs, journals, white papers, research papers. That's what I've done the last 9 weeks. I've hardly slept. I've made over 20 documents. I've just read and read and read and read and read. And that's how you acquire information. But the way you use that is you don't let it confuse what you're seeing technically, because price action is always king. But what the fundamental undercurrent of the market does, what knowing it does for you, is it sets the tone for where you should be taking your trades, and it sets the tone for things that you need to be wary of to take your trades. Yeah, that's my opinion. Thanks for letting me talk as well.
Yep. All right. I think there's some people that's going to be all for questions in the YouTube chat, but I think there's some people who want to have some discussion in the Zoom call. So.
Yeah, sure, man. I'm willing to oblige by any questions or statements or whatever.
Yep. Just keep it
good, Paul. We good, man.
Calm and respectful, and we'll be all set. I think some discussion could be good, but let's not drag it out too long.
We good.
His Instagram.
I guess my first question is, you talked about oil tankers being out in the sea for a couple months, right?
Yeah, I said that. Yeah.
Don't you think that that's priced into the price of oil already? It's not like, for me, it's not like they just started sitting there last night. That's been priced into the market months ago.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think it's priced in, but yeah, okay, yeah.
So what I'm saying is, I think it's priced in, and also you have you know, when it dipped, obviously we shut down an entire country, we shut down an entire world. Now we're opening up the economies of the world. Airlines are flying more flights, so the demand for oil isn't going to go down again. How would oil prices go down if the demand's going to go nothing but up?
That's a really interesting point you made. It's actually a really good point. So what I want you to kind of focus your attention to, Clay, what I want you to focus your attention to is just think about what the leaders of our different countries in the Western world are coming out and saying. You know, for example, Trump or Boris Johnson, or you know, the Prime Minister of France, or whatever the case may be. So all of these people coming out. I'm echoing, by the way. Is that me or is that some?
You're good.
Okay. So what these people are coming out and saying is that, you know, the economy. Sorry, I'm laughing because it's funny to me, the hypocrisy of these leaders. So these people are coming out and saying that the economy is going to be, you know, a V-shaped recovery. And you know, that couldn't be further from the truth. That is optimistic at best. It's kind of delusional. Now, if you actually go and you listen to what they're saying, they're talking about oil prices are going to go straight up again, and this is going to happen and that's going to happen. Now, on the flip side of that coin, if you go to industry leaders, for example, airline bosses and Boeing, Airbus, if you go to you know, freight companies, shipping container companies, you know, guys who officials who are in charge of ports, these people are literally on the opposite side of the spectrum compared to all of these politicians. So I understand what you're saying, that, you know, demand is only going to come back and that's going to lead to higher rises in oil. But a lot of these people, like I've said, these industry leaders, company CEOs, you know, of many different airline companies, and of these people that actually make airplanes, of people that make ships, people that make shipping containers and are responsible for a lot of this. I'm echoing, guys. Can someone mute himself, please? Of this going around the world, you know, these guys are saying that the oil price is not going to recover above $40 to $50 until 2023, 2022. So, you know, I understand what you're saying, but it begs a real big question to me, because it's our job as traders to understand the investments, because that's what we hold, right? So if we didn't understand the investments, I mean, you know, what's the point in trading? So our job as traders is to be unbiased and to do dissection and to find patterns in behavior and to do research and investigation. The quality of our trades and our decisions is based on the quality of our investigation. So, you know, these people have got a history of manipulating price for their own financial gain. You know, there was an SEC investigation into certain Congress people because one of the women is married to the owner of the New York Stock Exchange, who sold a certain amount of stocks. So these people are heavily weighted in bias against oil prices crashing again. But what they can't control is the fundamental factors of the market. They can throw as much money as they want to, but, you know, like I said, these airline bosses, these shipping container bosses, they're all coming out and saying that oil prices won't recover for, you know, 18 months at least. Not to mention that oil prices recovering, obviously economies recovering, people getting back to work, driving cars, airlines flying again. They still haven't got to the flesh and bones of how do people fly safely again? What measures are we going to introduce into airports? Are these measures currently introduced into airports to safeguard people? What measures are we going to introduce in airplanes to prevent the spreading of the coronavirus? So I understand that you're saying that market forces may stabilize and lead to an increase in demand, but the sentiment from these people who own these companies is completely opposite.
Well, but what you're saying is like how we're going to like fly safer and everything. Just because we're flying safer, the airplane still leaves the airport and goes to this destination. It still uses the same amount of oil, no matter if we're wearing a mask in that plane or there's different policies in place when we get on the plane itself is still using the same amount of oil to fly that route.
That's interesting that you said that. It's a good point, but my point wasn't regarding the plane using oil and flying that route. My point was referencing the fact that these airline bosses, people don't want to fly on these planes because there is no safeguarding procedures that are in place right now, and there's no safeguarding procedures that are being discussed that these airline bosses are actually willing to implement. And this isn't my opinion. This is airline bosses that are saying this. So if you dispute what I say,
but they still have to fly those routes a certain percentage of the time, or they lose that route. They're not going to not fly to New York and LA because of that. They have to fly those routes because they lose those routes if they don't fly a certain percentage of their flights. It has nothing to do.
They can't lose the route because there's no competitors that are going to take over the route. So who did they lose the route to?
Sure, there are. There are absolutely competitors. JetBlue would love to do it. I mean, you're saying Southwest wouldn't love to take some of the routes of some of the other carriers if they stop flying?
Absolutely, but these carriers aren't flying because, as I've said previously, there is no measures or procedures to protect against the COVID spread. Because there isn't one. So where did the customers come from?
You have flights with people with one person on it. They're still flying because they have to fly. They're literally flying with empty airplanes because they have to keep their routes. They literally are flying.
So I think you should look at Flight Radar, and that'll tell you how many planes are currently flying. But yeah, that's that put to rest anyway. Any more questions?
I think Sharma had something, but I don't know if she's.
I think he's already answered that, but thank you so much.
What was it, Sharma?
And I guess the other thing too is, like, you talked about a V-shaped recovery, but what was the jobs report the last time we had a jobs report? What was the jobs report?
Well, it was positive, right?
2.5 million jobs.
Right, but you know, there was a tweet from. Sorry, I didn't let you finish. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
There was a tweet from Donald Trump in 2011 that accused the Obama administration of doctoring basically non-farm payrolls, improving them to make Obama's own administration look good. If you actually go and do research, there's been 45 million jobs that have been lost since this coronavirus lockdown, farm roll jobs that have been lost. And that basically eradicates all job gains that have been lost through Obama's administration and even some of George Bush's administration. So the V-shaped recovery might look a little bit like a W, possibly even an L. So the V-shaped recovery, I mean, I'm not saying, this is not me taking a left-wing approach or a right-wing approach. This is objective analysis and investigation of numbers. My job isn't to have a bias of Trump or have a bias of Joe Biden or whatever his name is. My objective isn't to have a bias. My objective is to objectively analyze what these people are saying. So if these airline bosses are coming out and saying that they don't want to fly, customers, these airline bosses, they have all of the analytics, they have all of the statistics and models to predict who's going to come onto these planes. So the fact he's saying that these airlines are currently flying with one passenger, how feasible do you think that is over the long term? And that's why you have these airlines that are coming out and they're trying to ask for funding. They're saying that they need bailouts from the government. Who pays for that? Taxpayers. Where does that money come from? It comes from printing machines. What does that lead to? Inflation. So, yeah.
So you talked about the fundamentals of the economy. What, before the coronavirus back in February, what was the jobs report back in February?
I don't know. You'd have to tell me. I told you that I've been doing fundamentals for 9 weeks. So.
It was over 250,000 jobs. It exceeded all expectations in February. So that wouldn't lead me to believe that until the pandemic happened, the fundamentals of the economy looked very strong. The jobs report was the best it's been in February. Was the best it's been. It exceeded expectations.
Yeah, okay, that's a fair point. I'm not going to dispute that. Then the statistics said what they were, right? But what you need to be understanding is that, man, the fundamentals for all of this were already laid for the last 2 years, literally already laid. I've got a document called Global Equities. It's free, and basically Global Equities, it outlines the fact that over the last 5 to 6 years since Donald Trump brought in the tax cuts and jobs act in 2016, since he brought that in, there's been a correlation between stock buybacks by American companies of their own stocks, and a negative correlation between domestic investors and foreign investors' money flowing into the US stock markets, whilst simultaneously the US stock markets have been rising. Now, when you go and you do, it's actually broken down in this document. There's 5 companies really that account for around 50% of the gain in some of the US stock markets. And they're the fam. That's Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, and Google. So the fundamentals of these companies are absolutely awful. Some of these companies are trading 3 or 4 times over the price to earnings ratio. Some of these, Microsoft is like a 27 times, or at the time of writing, was like a 27 to 31 times price to earnings ratio that it's trading at. And then if you look at situations in Japan, when the Japan stock bubble happened, when the Japanese stock market crashed in 1990, if you look at some of these companies that actually, the economy of the Japanese that crashed, what led to that was a similar situation, what we're experiencing in America, what you are experiencing in America right now. And I made this Japanese stock bubble document, which is also free, about 2 months ago, and then only recently have the Federal Reserve come out and said what they needed to do in terms of purchasing $80 billion a month in the U.S. Treasuries. The Federal Reserve are going to buy $80 billion of U.S. Treasuries per month. They're going to buy $40 billion of mortgage-backed securities per month, and they're also going to purchase $60 billion per month of corporate ETF bonds. So they were all. I mean, the last 3 months, and you can go to Paul. Could you do me a favor, please?
Yep. What's up?
Could you go to Google.com, please, just for your guys?
Right, but you also have to look deeper than just in corporations when you're dealing with the economy too, because middle class and lower class Americans' income was rising at 3.4% in the last 2 or 3 years, the highest it's been in over 50 years. And that also has to take into account part of the economy too. It's not just about what the big corporations are doing. I mean, middle class wages have gone up $4,400 in the last 3 years.
Okay, yeah, but you're saying that it's not just about corporations, but who paid for the 2008 great financial crash? Who paid for it?
Well, we all did.
No, not everybody.
Tax dollars went to bail them out, right?
Exactly. So where does this money come from? It comes from
taxpayers.
Mm-hmm. And so what was those taxpayers' money used to buy?
Lots of things.
No, it's very few things actually. Bonds. Your taxpayers' money is used to buy bonds. And who are these bonds issued by in the first place?
The U.S. government?
No, companies, corporations. The U.S. government release U.S. Treasury bills, which are a form of bonds, but companies, corporations issue bonds, issue corporate bonds, basically. And who buys them? Investors, traders. So a bond is basically an IOU. I'm sure you all know this, but for the people on the YouTube that don't, a bond is basically an IOU. So it's when company A needs to raise money to fund a certain type of operation, but they don't have that cash on hand. So what they do is they issue a bond on the bond market. Now, me being a schmuck, I come and I buy this bond on the promise that you will pay me this principal amount on the expiry date when this bond matures, and you will also pay me an interest amount that has to be paid yearly or whatever the contract, whatever the bond determines. So what happens when these companies don't even have enough money to pay their interest? Clay? What happens when these countries can't pay their interest on the bonds that they've issued to everyday people like me and you?
What happens? Well,
Yeah.
I would imagine, I mean, if people start wanting, they go into debt.
No. So the person that's holding the bond can't go into debt because he's receiving interest payments. The company that issues the bonds can't pay the interest, let alone the principal on those bonds. They can't pay the operating expenditures. So who bails them out?
I mean, I don't know any of the answers apparently, so I guess you're going to have to let us know who it is, because apparently I don't have any of the answers.
No, you do. You already said it like a few minutes ago. Taxpayers buy the bonds. Well, the government uses taxpayers' money to buy the bonds of these American companies. So you saying, that you don't have the corporations don't impact, and I don't understand where that channel of thinking comes from, but I respect.
I didn't say that the corporations had no effect on it. I said it's deeper than just the corporations. I know the corporations have an effect on it. I also said that there's other factors that are involved. I'd never said that corporations don't play a factor.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I misquoted you. My apologies. But the amount of debt that you have, publicly available debt, in America right now, that's pretty much everything. So.
Yeah, I just think the fundamentals of the economy were strong before we got to this point, and I think they're going to go over 30,000 on the Dow. So.
But that doesn't mean that the fundamentals of the economy are strong. That just means that the Federal Reserve are pumping $80 billion of US Treasuries into the market per month, $40 billion of mortgage-backed securities per month, and $60 billion of corporation bonds per month. That doesn't mean that the fundamentals are strong. That doesn't mean that the companies that make up the stock market have good revenue or good sales. For the first time in history, the S&P, over a third of the S&P 500 companies stopped giving financial guidance to investors and stopped reporting on key metrics. For example, Apple decided that they weren't going to.
I don't get it. I really don't.
Okay.
I mean, it's just what is really another big factor in the economy being strong or weak is consumer confidence, right? Consumer confidence in the economy is a huge factor in that. Where was consumer confidence before it came the pandemic? Where was consumer confidence?
Hey guys, with all due respect, I just wanted to say maybe possibly like the discussions that you guys are having, we could do that to the side compared to the stream right now, because a lot's going on, GJ, and I'm sure a lot of people are doing questions on that.
I would really appreciate that, because I'm at a loss for words on this.
With all due respect, I'm just saying if that would be possible, I'm sure
I'm good with that. Like I said, I'm at a loss for words. I can't believe this is being talked about.
All right, well, I think that it would be good for you guys to discuss that off of Paul's chat so we can get back to this GJ session right now.
Yep.
Fair enough. I'm out.
I think cells are.
Yeah, no, I appreciate
good.
the platform to be coming to speak, and I know you're saying that we should have continued it off, but Paul invited me on to have a discussion with Clay, so that's what we're doing. But yeah, thank you, Paul, for inviting me on. I've had a really good time answering the questions from the YouTube and answering the questions from some of the guys in the chat. It's been nice. Thank you very much.
We can do this. We can do this on IG, Gorilla, anytime you want to, man. I might love listening and love hearing things. We can do this anytime, you and I. So.
Yeah, I don't really care that much, honestly. So thank you.
All right, sounds good. Whew. So clearly buys. Buys were not the move apparently. And GJ's been telling us for what, two months, a month, sell it open apparently. So if you caught these, very nice. I can now take sells, so we maybe try to catch some sells if something sets up. I think yeah, I know I'm looking for sells. I'm not gonna put that up, but I think the hourly, yeah, not a fan of what we're tapping into here, but I do think we close under here, we're gonna hit this support. So maybe this 15-minute will give us some kind of entry, because everything under here is really just crap. So we already won a nice trade, so we gotta see something really, really good to for me to look to take another one. It's a Thursday. It's been a phenomenal week. I'm not gonna give it back on a Thursday. But if we see that like weak bullish close, like one of these, like we normally sometimes, like right here, if we see this kind of setup, then I would like that break at the low. That would be our textbook trade.
Ooh. Okay. Hi guys.
Hello.
Yeah, so anyway, just updating about the buys. So I closed 50% at about 8 pips, and then I was expecting it to push up a little higher, but it just obviously retraced on me. So my 50% got stopped out, but to be honest, it's the end of the week, so small profit's a small profit.
Yep.
Mine activated and then it dropped right after that because I was waiting for a wick fill.
Yeah.
So right at that wick fill, it just came back down on the loss.
A, B, C. Yeah, I've seen this I think once. So I hope you're in these cells right here then if you have this chart labeled up all pretty. Because if you do and you're not in the cells, then I would want to know why you have all this here if you didn't kind of execute on it would be my only question. But if you did, beautiful. And if that works, even better. Yeah, maybe this 15-minute low, take it down to support there. Let's see what the higher time frames look like. Hourly. Yeah, there's just not a ton of clean traffic. I think on the hourly it's still really messy underneath here too. So I think even if we close under there, there's still like nothing great. Oh, I lied. We have a nice move from here to here. Okay. So that will be what I wait for if we take anything. Yeah, that hourly break right there. It's always an hourly or 30-minute break it seems, and that's like kind of the sell entry.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna delete this because I ain't doing anything in here because this is so messy, but it does make sense. We close under here, we break this low, we fall to this wick, but unless we see that where is it, this kind of setup up here, I'm gonna be waiting for us to get under here. 30-minute, yeah.
Once we get underneath that, it would be great wick fill, that big one, bullish one right there.
Yeah, I wonder if the 4 hours pull into it. Yeah, it could be daily. Oh, daily wick. Oh, okay. I like the daily. Maybe something up here. We'll see.
That's actually where I have my level set up.
I wonder if it'll close below there. That would be interesting.
Yeah, that's a daily wick fill.
Dump back into the range. Yeah. This kicked you in the nuts, Yeah, looks like daily wick fill.
Hey, Paul.
Yo.
And again, guys, just because we have different opinions doesn't mean. I mean, I respect the heck out of it. And we have to be able to do stuff like that, right? We have to be able to have conversations like that and learn from other people who have different views. I think it's great. I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I just fundamentally disagree. But we have to have those conversations.
Yep.
That's how we learn and that's how we grow, by having uncomfortable conversations like that. So I thought it was great.
Yeah, I think just not on here for the first time.
Right, I hear you.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of people here that really don't give a, as a UK person would say, they don't give a toss about
fundamental
it.
Stuff when you're trading, you're scalping, fundamentals for the most part aren't as important as if you were swing trading, right?
No.
So most of these people are doing their 8 to 10 pips and they're out, so they could care less what Jerome Powell or the Bank of this is or that is saying. They want their 8 to 10 pips and they're out, and that's totally fine. So fundamentals are a little bit more if you're going to do the swing trading style, I guess.
Yep.
As well.
I gotta step away. I'll be back.
But it's good stuff. I mean, like I said, I enjoyed it. We just disagree, and that's fine. It's okay to disagree. So.
Next trade's got to be perfect.
Did anyone get in on the sell?
Sorry, go ahead.
Anyone managed to get in on the sells?
I'm just like, have you guys noticed that whenever we get like a nice push up like that, always it like retraces heavy? GJ's been doing that a lot.
We're getting like really good retracements on like the daily and the weekly.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's going for that. I think it's basically dropping down to like the 130 area for that weekly because if you got the weekly time frame, those are just like huge wicks or like huge candles right now. They're just very clean traffic.
People are getting excited about Asia, man. I love that.
We've been doing some good stuff, Elliot. We had a really good week.
I feel like Asian session's entertaining, plus it's like very profitable.
Yeah.
I have a question about your guys' bias because I'm just going back to see how I could have taken a better entry like you guys. What level did you guys, or what price did you guys enter at?
Oh yeah, somebody asked that and I totally forgot. So yeah, so the idea was this bullish 30-minute.
Right.
Kind of this was our previous 4-hour high, and this kind of tapped into this little resistance up here. So the idea was if we make a higher high above this, we should break that 4-hour and see some sort of move continue to the upside. And then we didn't, but the idea was just a new high to this 30-minute with the anticipation that we break resistance and continue.
So your trade was basically that wick?
Yep, yeah, as soon as we got above here, the trade was this wick that was formed.
Oh, okay, got it. All right, thank you.
Yep.
Sorry, Paul, is that resistance based on the 1 hour? Is that, did you say on the 4 hour?
It was the 30-minute because 1 hour was clean. So yeah, it was basically once we were above this one, we were good for a wick fill and then clean traffic and then just didn't get it. But yeah, the 1 hour was a little bit of resistance, but we broke that bearish hourly, so then this was support, not resistance.
Yeah,
And then the 30-minute was just a smaller time frame for a better stop.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, so if this closes
what's good, people?
So if this closes that weak bullish, that would be very ideal for what we like to see.
Boy.
Yo, what's good, man?
Yo.
D-Boy's here to wake everyone up.
Apparently.
Yeah, don't worry about that, man. I'm here tonight. No, hey, I'm out tonight, though, man. But listen, I'm paying attention. Don't worry. I'm watching the stream. I'm seeing what's going on.
What's up? You in the club with a phone, MT4 in hand?
Nah, but listen, yeah, but what I am doing, I'm in the trade already from this afternoon, and I just bought a sell as well, so I'm in this trade already.
Nice.
But I'm paying attention. I'm gonna be up for a little while anyway. So as soon as I jump out of this, out of where I am, it's a birthday party. I'm gonna, I'll jump online when I get indoors.
Nice. Enjoy, bro.
Alright, see you later in a bit.
Yep. Yeah, Dan, I think I remember that. But 133, 100. Yep. Yeah, that's where we ended up kind of bouncing from. But if you capitalized on it, is what should matter.
Paul, quick question for you with the magic keys.
Yeah.
You know when you were talking about the calculator earlier, if you were to put the lines on, is that a market execution or a pending order?
Market execution.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, John always beats me to these internet trolls.
That's awesome.
Darn.
Everybody needs a John.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at sells, man. I might even take this if it breaks this low.
Yeah, I kind of like it too.
Risk just 1% on this one though, just to keep capital good. Oh, it's cool. Take it down to that bottom, possibly wick fill all the way at the low over there.
Yeah.
Do you think this is still bullish?
No. Mm. Bearish, bearish, bearish.
Yeah, man, if you don't get it's not a problem.
All of them. All of them. Yeah, they just hate their own life. That's why they do it. So I mean, we can feel bad for them. Maybe pray for them if you're religious. Hopefully they get a happier life someday.
YouTube.
132,600. Yeah, I think that's about the area we should hit. I don't know if I want to trade again.
45 looks like a good target too, though. 132.45.
Yeah, that wick fill too would be really nice. It looks like the daily wants to pull to it.
But it's been sells all week. You guys have done a great job. We were talking about sells at 134 a couple nights ago, right?
Yeah, we had some nice ones from up there.
So that was Sharma. That was a good job by her on some fundamentals on that. We talked about it on the 4 hour and how it's just going to go down, so that's good.
Yeah.
If you look at the 2 hour, man, like the way price structure has been going, what that bullish push that we've had is kind of the pullback that price wanted, and I feel like it could pull more, man. Definitely could.
The 1 hour doesn't show any sign of any rejection either, so it's a pretty solid candle. So I would expect it to push down to that 45 area.
Yep, I agree. I'm going to take it down to the lows first if this breaks, and then the wick fill would be just bonus.
Wait, what's that 45? What, 132.45?
Yeah.
To add on to what just Sahil just said, on the 2 hour, I think it's doing the same thing if you scroll up a little bit. It drops down a little bit and then does a small retracement and then it comes back down.
Yep.
So buyers, right, Sharma, are getting rejected at every point. They're trying to push up, and they just get slapped down.
So they're getting slaughtered right now.
By the higher time frames. The higher time frames saying no chance.
Yep. Just getting slapped in the face.
Bloodshed. If you draw on one of your little handy dandy trend lines, you can see that we have a break below the trend line.
Congratulations on a new record tonight, Paul. So good job.
Thank you. Yep, 741, 43. I got a picture. I'll post it up later.
You guys get 1,000 people next week. I'll be posting pictures of fishing.
Well, we're gonna be doing a lot when we hit 1,000. Not if, when.
I like it.
If this closes bullish on this 15, that would be much better.
I think the US 30. Someone said buy the US. I think the US 30 is a sell right now. It's getting rejected, trying to push up 2 every time. I think it's a sell.
On US 30?
Yeah. It's getting slapped down pretty hard every time too. We can do gold too, Paul, if you want. If you're not doing anything.
Yeah, I'm waiting on GJ right now.
What are your thoughts, Paul, on GJ?
I mean, I think we're coming down, obviously, but I don't know. Yeah, just the hourly just doesn't look super appealing.
I think if it, oh, go on.
Sorry.
That's cool. I was just gonna say, I think if it, if this 30-minute closes below, let's say 132, 780, that sort of area, 790, then I think that will be the catalyst for the next candle to then continue down to at least 132, 600.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But I'm done in terms of trading. I just wanna. I'll probably wait another half an hour and then call it a night. See what this 30-minute does, especially if it closes strong like this. I think it'll continue moving down. Because if you look at it on a short term, if you look at it on, although we're stuck in this range, we've kind of been trending, making higher highs and higher lows, and then this candle's kind of, if it closes the way it does, it kind of is a complete break of that structure. So naturally, I think it will just continue to fall with that momentum that we have to retest the low.
Yep.
I definitely think some momentum is about to come in right now.
Yeah, maybe this last 5 minute might do the move.
I actually want this candle to close like this and then break.
And then break, yeah.
Yeah, I would rather prefer that.
I think a sell below 132.600 would be a good sell.
I might set up for 705.
703.
Even if we come down, there's still a wick that we can fill down at 402. That's like 15, 16 pips away. So I think price will have some form of reaction there, and then if we break past that, then it should continue moving down.
Finger on the trigger, boys.
My MT4 just jumped like 10 pips and bounced back and didn't even leave a wick.
It's playing with you.
Gosh, man, you need MT5.
Well, about that. I tried MT5. I couldn't deal with the spreads.
What? You got a different spread?
No, my broker doesn't have it, so I have another broker that I won't name, and their spreads are too high.
Yeah, I switched broker last night, but I need to fund that account. My other broker was always like 3 pips during Asian session. Now my new broker is like 1.4.
Yeah, I think if you're in sales, a good target would be 132.600.
Got in at 709. I'll secure at that nice bullish body, the bottom of that.
Where's your stop?
Stop loss is at 813.
Look at that volume.
Above the current candle wick?
Yeah, exactly. Current 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, once it gets to that bottom around 132.598, I'll probably secure there and go break even, just in case if it makes support there and starts bouncing back up.
Yeah, I don't know. I got in at 13276.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it's definitely coming down to the 600 level.
I'll be happy with that.
Another couple more pips and I should be going break even.
Well, you never know, right? It's GJ.
Even if this candle does pull back, I think the next 30 minutes I think it's just gonna break through the support and make a new low. because now because we've had this breaker structure, it needs to come down and make a new low.
Is that how it generally works?
Yeah, or it could come down and respect the support at 600 and range, but naturally if we start breaking below that, then we're going to make a new low, aren't we?
Yeah, I've been trading GJ for just a month though.
Yeah, no, fair enough. No, I'm just saying, I'm not trading it, I'm just talking ideas.
I think we should hit that hit this little support here. Maybe get the daily wick fill too.
After I want to secure.
Yeah, if I get a nice close, maybe below 600, I might take a sell, but less risk.
Yeah, I took it with less risk as well.
Because I kind of made such a small profit from tonight, I could just risk that small profit because it's the end of the week and it was such a, do you know what I mean, with a smaller lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think if if we're coming down, I think a good target would definitely be that wick down at 400 area. Just if we're breaking that support.
Yeah, I took 1% instead of my traditional 2 for this one, just to protect profits. But if it makes it, you know.
Yeah, I took less on it as well. I only did 0.75%.
On you're in this trade right now?
Yeah, it's riskier, so I didn't advise anyone to do it.
Actually, I did enter a position at the top when it broke the bullish 30.
Oh no way!
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah, when the guys were
Did
talking.
that yesterday.
Boat entry, bro.
This exactly yesterday. Just broke that 30 and then bang, dropped.
That dragonfly or whatever, I was going to do it on the break of that. Then I thought, no, I'll wait for the bullish 30.
Yeah, hopefully this will just break the low and we'll hit that support and then see a reaction from that level.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, yeah, I still recommend LMFX. They're really good. I mean, even the 5-minute is super clean down to there.
Yeah, a nice top wick and a continue move down would be nice.
I think just a push down would be nicer.
Yeah, of course. Well, yeah, that'd be best outcome.
That was like a 4th trade yesterday, Paul. That was beautiful.
Which one?
The 4th trade that we took last night.
Oh God.
You guys took 4 trades.
Yeah, so we took 3. I took 3 trades. One of them break even, 2 wins. But then me and Paul just saw this like really nice trade, and we're like, and we're like I know like it broke our rule, but it just made sense. We took it, and it was like within 3 minutes, boom, TP gone.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Was that the 30 pip move?
No, we just got a quick 10 pips in and out.
Yeah.
Today I think I saw after New York session, Forex were moving down, and I was like tempted to take it. All right, let's stay disciplined.
Sorry, Paul. No, but Paul made a lot like a video on it on Instagram.
Yeah, I did.
Strike one for me.
Do you guys aim for like a percentage per week, per month, or like a monetary amount or something? Or?
I don't like doing that personally, because then if you don't reach it, it'll screw with you. You shouldn't set like a set percentage to get. You should just aim for being in the positive.
I just think maybe just say aim for 10 pips a day, unless there's a non-trading day, or if you take a loss, then that's part of the plan.
If you're risking 1%, then you should be making, and it's usually 1-to-1, so you should be making like 5% a week. Then in that sense.
Yeah, consistent basis.
Yeah. Give or take, 5% a week sounds about
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I mean, if you think in a week, if you try and aim to just take one trade a day, it's 10 pips a day, and you take on average, say, one loss for every 4 wins, you're up 4% for the week. But that would be more consistent and realistic, because you're not going to win every day. But that's where, like, if you take losses, where you can start building up those, minus percentages, and you overtrade them.
Yeah, and this 15-minute break.
I can do this. I can do this.
The fuck, really?
Really?
Is the stream still up?
Yeah, we're still up. We're just hanging out.
Chilling like a villain.
There's like 700 people watching, bro.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we still got a full squad.
Cool. I need to like the stream before I forget, before I head off.
Sure do.
We got 500 likes though. Come on, guys.
If I don't do it at the start, I'll just forget, because I'll be sitting there focusing.
Ooh, cool. I like this. Go back.
This guy, you doing?
She's dancing.
So ideally, just a little.
To continue down.
Yeah. Are we not entertained? Yeah. I'd like us to respect 5-minute candles. It's kind of pulling back a little bit now. So we'll see.
It breaks out 5-minute low, 15-minute low. Beautiful.
Yep, that would be great.
Kind of like a little break and retest of that little resistance area on the 5-minute. Looks nice.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Some pip muscles? I don't know about all that. I hope the volume, I would anticipate, I want to say hope, I would anticipate the volume to still be there to push us to support.
Where do you have your stop loss above the previous 15, correct?
Yeah, the previous one. Yep.
Yeah, I only risk 1% swing, even if I lose this. It's not a big deal. I'll still close it if it can post on the top early, but still think this is going to go down.
Ooh, Magic Key's about to get lit. Oh, we are almost at 500 likes. That's insane.
Are we?
445. That's nuts.
Come on, guys. Almost there. 50 more.
Did YouTube stream take any buys, or did they take sales on?
Is YouTube what?
I was just wondering if the YouTube guys they took the buys or the sells for the one.
I think a lot of people took buys, and there were a few people that took some sells.
Yeah, I just switched YouTube on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 5 minutes looking like it's trying to make a move.
Go.
Go, GJ. It's your birthday. All right, let me stop.
It's a little corny, bro. Come on now. If you're gonna do it, you gotta turn your. If you're gonna do it, you gotta turn your camera on, and we're gonna put it on the stream for everyone to see.
I don't have a camera.
Well, then you ain't the real deal at dancing, apparently.
I don't need to be seen. I need to be heard.
We'll agree to disagree.
You should sell your 4K money to buy yourself a camera.
Easy there. I got a new 16-inch MacBook Pro with a camera.
Okay. Let's see what you got.
It's in the other room. I'm at command center right now.
Boys, I'm gonna head off.
Hi,
No,
Harrison.
no, you gotta stay, Harrison. You gotta watch this, please.
Alright. I'll stay a little bit longer. I'll wait to see if it drops.
It's gonna go. It's gonna go exactly where you said it was gonna go.
Where is that, man? Through the floor.
Yes, the basement. I prefer the basement.
I prefer hell.
We don't have Gurja tonight, so we are good on the negativity.
I don't know where he is.
Yeah, I thought it was quite.
He didn't accept my friend request.
So he's hiding.
Message him, see if he's okay, you know?
Yeah. I'll hit him up after this.
Ooh, look at that 5 minute. The 1 minute's tanking.
Man, the 10-second chart saying it's going to go through the bottom.
Oh my god, you guys, you're not even here. Come on. Quit picking on little Gurjat.
That's the homie.
Yeah.
Come on, drop.
I think it broke that little bullish 5 minute, but it's been dancing there for a minute.
Yeah, it broke it.
Yeah, it's
Broke it
been-
on trading view.
Yeah, I think my MT4 broke it as well. It's just dancing a little bit.
Yeah, I did. It broke on my MT4 as well. So now
Oh, I think we're gonna maybe get that volume.
Good boy.
Yep.
Low, come on. Let's
Oh,
go.
wow.
Yo.
Shit. I forgot what lot size to put down. Holy shit. All right.
Hey.
This money.
Hey.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Unbelievable.
Sorry.
Go, boys, right there.
Look at that.
Go.
Yep.
Secure.
I think it's gonna drop a little bit more into this area.
Secured, break even with the runner.
Yep, I went break even. I didn't secure anything yet.
I just wanted my quick 10 pips.
I didn't even get 10 pips, bro. Come on. I got 8. 5 minute looks like it should be good.
Yeah,
Didn't fully hit support yet.
I'm up today.
I wonder if we do get that daily wick fill. That would be neat. That'd be nifty.
Nifty, bud.
Nifty, mate. Well, it looks like we're gonna break that. We're about to break that previous 4 hour too. No, don't wick me out. Come on, you always do this, GJ.
I would say if you've got like a runner TP, it would be good down at the wick fill.
Mhm.
Down at 132, 400 area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I made this risk free.
So Paul, I've noticed. So you make it risk free before you even secure sometimes.
On this one, yes. So I'm already up for the day. So if this hits me, I just end where I was before I started this trade. But I'm gonna secure it at 10 pips. I only got to 7. I entered a teensy bit late. So I'm in at 689.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it might wick. It always wicks me out and then continues, but I'm not risking it. It's either gonna hit my 10 pips or I just hit break even and end where I started.
Mm-hmm.
So
I got in at 709.
yeah, you guys got a little better entry than me. That would have been just above this 5 minute body previous one.
My entry was 724.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh,
hopefully-
Thanos is a competition.
No, it's not a competition, but
But he's better than you, so suck it.
I would like to share with you senior guys because this is my 3rd week of trading.
Yeah, you've been doing good. From what I've been hearing, it sounds like you're doing good.
I wish Paul had that runner from New York 2 days ago.
And you know why, Paul? Actually, I watched almost all the videos on market fluidity of Rajas and Ted.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I have learned a lot from these guys. And plus, with live sessions with you and with Raja. So I guess that's why I'm doing better. Otherwise, if I do it my own, I can't perform that well.
I think you can. You're second. You're not giving yourself enough credit because who's the guy who takes the trade? Is it you? Are you the one who presses enter trade?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, and then do you secure your profit when you hit your target?
Yeah.
So it sounds to me like you're doing all your winning, not me, not Rakeel, not Ted. It sounds like you.
Yeah, you're right. But what I'm saying, Paul, like some credit goes to the mentors from where you are learning.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, I agree.
Credit where it's due.
Yeah, I agree, but I think a lot of people can learn stuff, but not a lot of people can actually like implement or execute.
Yeah, execution is important too.
Yeah. Come on, 5 minute, go down. Yeah, market fluidity is gold. Thank you, CHFX. Appreciate it. I tried to be a decent human most of the time. Can't believe we still have 650 people here watching. That's incredible. Normally after like Asian Open, we were down to like 200 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna call it a night here then.
Really, GJ? You fucking twat.
How are you, brother? Good hearing from you.
Yep, I'll see you guys later, yeah?
Alright, see you, man.
Sweet.
Yep, yeah, my runner hit BE. Or not my runner,
Cheers,
but
Paul.
see you later. My trade hit BE, so oh well. See you later. See you guys on, I'll see some of you on Saturday.
Are you gonna do the simulation again?
Yep. Yeah, I'll send it to you guys as well. Excuse me. Sorry for that. That one came out of nowhere. But yeah, I'm gonna journal this trade and then we will wrap it up.
Cool.
This thing's gonna continue. It's just
Yeah, my runner's still in.
good for you, bud.
Sorry, man. Okay, I'm gonna stop saying that.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I didn't really like it anyway, but I took it because it made sense in my head. But making it risk free was definitely. I was doing that immediately. So this was the trade we took earlier. I had a 10 pip stop. I think I secured almost everything at like 15.
How do you do the text squares like that?
Just add background and border.
Oh.
Yeah, we get fancy.
Yeah, bro. It looks good. I like it.
It's got to. I'm too OCD and
Yeah.
perfectionist to not have it look pretty.
The bubbles like piss me off because even when like I posted on my IG, it kind of comes out like unreadable sometimes.
Yeah, it's just a little messy.
I like that.
This looks all sexy, so.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. And we can anticipate GJ to continue now that it has stopped me out.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, as soon as you got stopped out, I definitely knew this was going down.
I think that's what, 3 days in a row? Something like that. It's all good. We had a really good buy. I'm happy with the buy, but it always does that to me. Oh well. Go to Trello. I'm just glad I didn't hit stop loss. That would have been annoying. Damn, lots of green this week. That's awesome.
Are you recording some of your transactions here? Are these your videos?
What's up?
I'm talking about this screen.
He's journaling.
Journaling right now.
Oh, so is this a free site?
Yep.
Yep.
Trello.
Yep. Yeah, if you go on the YouTube channel, there's actually a video on how I set all of this up, all the way down to how I actually do the journaling and how I map everything.
Okay, on your channel.
What is the channel?
On your YouTube channel?
Yeah, on the YouTube.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
I'll find it out. Thank you very much.
Yep. Yeah, it always does that, literally. That one little, Yeah, oh well, I mean, that sucks that couldn't play out, but these buys were still really, really good. Better than New York session. And I won in New York, so I don't really care about that one. That was just extra sprinkles on the ice cream, and I didn't get any tonight, so. But I still got ice cream, so that's a win.
Cherry on the top.
Yeah, I don't like cherries, so that would be a negative.
Well, then no cherry on the top.
No, it did give me one because I didn't want it.
Sprinkle some protein powder on top, he'll fall in love.
Oh my god.
Big pre-workout at the bottom of the cone.
Okay, and that's enough of the Zoom call. I don't know how I want to lay this out. I think that should be... Maybe these are too light. Okay, that looks prettier. Ice cream and sprinkles are bad for you. Yeah. And then I think I'll put stop loss over here. I've really been liking putting it at 10 pips every time, even if I can have it smaller, because then I can minimize it. So like I can make the loss so much smaller.
Yeah, and it's like if you get the 10 pips done, you're out.
Yeah, it just gives that extra little. Oh, you can secure save an extra 40% of your trade.
Because like sometimes when you got like that 11 or 12 pip stop, you're waiting for those extra 2 pips to go 1-to-1, and it doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm. How was my swing trade? The swing trade was good. We clearly would have hit my goal. I closed it yesterday in Asian, so I ended the session in profit, and then I actually ended up taking 2 more trades and winning both of them. So I made a lot more profit, but my runner was not in to go to target, but I still secured 70-80 pips, so it was good. But the target 132.800 would have been, I think it was 270 pips, something like that. So that would have been the best trade I've ever had. But 70 pips is still a phenomenal trade. So I'm not going to complain too much, or I'm going to try not to.
This is going to hit my break-even probably right now.
Yeah, see, now it's just dancing. So it when the 5 minute doesn't move super nice, then the 15 might, and then the 30 might, and then by the time you know it, you're stopped out and you lost money.
Yeah, I'm at break-even right now, so
yeah.
Hit me up. I do not care.
Yep. I'll post the link in the chat as soon as I finish journaling this. So just bear with me a few more minutes.
Josh, you still in this?
Yep.
Of course he is. He's gonna hold it for a month.
You didn't secure yet, or you just in full?
I had such an amazing day today. I don't care what happens to this trade.
Nice.
Fair enough.
I'm not even at break even because I know it's gonna go down.
Where's your stop at? Same spot as before?
Yeah, the previous, not 2 15-minute candles ago.
Gotcha.
Gave her some room to breathe. So I guess that'd be a 30-minute candle. No, hell no. 2 15-minute candles ago. Whatever. She's gonna go down.
It will. It's just coming into the 4-hour close. You're gonna see a wick up and then continue down, or you're gonna see a blast down with the 4-hour open. But close. I do think we're coming down regardless. That looks super pretty.
No, my bad. Sorry, I was talking to myself shit.
Oh no, you're good. I was talking to myself or anyone who was listening. So.
Talking to his journal.
Dude, man, 464 likes, so close to 500.
That's wild. I can't believe we hit that.
I know, and 725 people today?
We what?
How many people was the max? 725 viewers?
I got a picture. It was 748.
Wow.
Whoa, I don't like this 15.
That was just my runner got stopped up.
Is this live?
No.
I really want to answer in a not.
This is 6/18/2019.
Yep, I would say in the nicest way I can say it, read the title of the video you clicked on, and I hope that answers your question. If not, let me know and I will answer it then. I think that was as nice as I could have put that.
That's very nice.
Okay, so if you can't find the video, I know it's difficult because they all have this. They have this stupid trading with Paul crap on it, like unbelievable. But go to videos. Oh, hold on. All right, there we go.
Yeah, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Get on my chart. Not looking at it no more. Voila.
No, you're all good. We like to have a little bit of fun when that question gets asked. Where are all of my videos? Okay, there we
Don't
go.
ever mention the stream quality. Ever. That's
Oh.
the number one rule.
Yeah, some guy got mentally abused last night on accident. Not on accident, that's a lie. It was totally
I
on
was about
purpose.
to say, don't you dare say accident.
Right, so I've done this multiple times, so I know where it is. But if we start from the top row, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Your 8th row down is your how to journal video. I'm going to pause it because I don't want to hear my voice. But I will copy and paste it in there. There you go. Yeah, that's it. I'm done. Took a little risky sell, kind of sold the low, but it made sense to go zone to zone real quick. Risk free, just basically didn't take the trade pretty much at the end of the day because nothing happened. But I'm done. I will see you guys on, I think it's Thursday this week. Yep, I will see you guys on Sunday. And there will be no live stream on Tuesday night. I will not be here.
Day night.
3-year anniversary, so I am taking
Nice.
taking the day off.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But